Today we are looking at my completely subjective list of $1 to $20 Pokemon cards for you to potentially pick up right now. There are different reasons and different factors going into why I select each of these cards, but really it is to get them potentially before the price goes up, before they get out of your price range that you actually want to pay for these cards. And like I said, it is completely subjective. It is my opinions, but I will show you reasoning behind my opinions and what I am really looking out for with these different cards. All right, everyone, I am Red from Silent Trainer Red, and let's go ahead and get started with the different factors that we're looking at for inclusion on this list. But the first factor I'm looking at for this specific list, for this month's list in February, is I'm looking at the print run. What is going out of print potentially very soon? And now, if you look down at this page, this is on TCG Player, you'll see that on April 10th, 2026, when Perfect Order releases and it becomes legal for in-person tournaments, all Pokemon cards with a G regulation mark will rotate out of Standard. Now, that does not mean that those sets are going out of print, but you've got to think about it. Why would Pokemon continually try and print sets that aren't going to be able to be played in the trading card game that won't be legal? There may be a little bit trickled out after that April 10th date, but likely these sets are gone. Looking at these sets that have that G symbol on the card, we've got Scarlet and Violet base set is going out of rotation, as is Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, 151, the specialty set, rotating out of Standard. And then finally, we got Paradox Rift. So in total, 5 sets, Scarlet and Violet base, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, 151, and Paradox Rift. So in this list, we are looking only at those 5 sets. The next thing that we're looking for inclusion on this list is we're just going to stick to near mint condition for the pricing of the cards. We're not going to look at light play or anything like that. So just to keep everything even, we're just going to look simply at near mint cards on TCG Player. Third factor I'm looking at is, do I actually like the artwork? So if the artwork looks nice to me, that gives it points. We also need to take into account the popularity of the Pokemon, but really in this list, because it is lower value cards, a lot of the popular Pokemon may not be in this lower price range. And as such, the artwork is a bit more important in how this list is going to be built out. And then finally, just looking at artists, if there is a tiebreaker that I need between cards of the same value, I might look at the artist and look at their other artwork. And I might say, hey, this artist is kind of iconic. They have a lot of great art. So this might be a cool lower price card to pick up from a really cool artist. Before we jump right in, just want to put one disclaimer. This is not investment advice. This is my subjective list, and it would very well likely differ from your list of these cards and these criteria. So just keep that in mind. So starting at number 1, we have the Oinkologne. I think that's how you pronounce it. The market price for this card, we're starting at the $1. We're working our way up each dollar increment. So this is over $1. So $1.06 is the market price right now. Really, only reason for this is because it's a $1 card and I like this card the most in this price range. As we move through the list, we'll see illustration rares, special illustration rares. I think this might be the only ultra rare that we're going to see today. And really it's just because it's in the $1 range. So let's go on to the $2. So here at the $2 range, we've got the Near Mint Hollow Foil. Currently, it's basically crashed. With a lot of these cards you're going to see today, they kind of peaked in February of 2025 and they've dipped quite a bit. So it stayed kind of low for a while. I really like this artwork for the Palafin though, especially for a $2.71 near mint market price. The artist is also great. It's Akira Komayama. And with all these artists today, if you know the actual pronunciation, if I'm doing it incorrectly, please let me know in the comments. I'm doing my best and I'm just putting that disclaimer here right now. I believe Akira Komayama is an underrated artist and they have been around since Call of Legends. So just to show you some other artwork from this artist, we have the Gengar from Lost Origin, Galarian Zapdos from Chilling Reign, and Blastoise and Piplup from Cosmic Eclipse. Looking at the artwork is colorful, is beautiful. This is a nice card just to pick up for a little over $2. Next up is the $3 card, and this might have been one of the more difficult cards to choose from just because I didn't feel like there were a lot of great choices at this $3 range. But we had the Skull Villain, 202. This is from Scarlet and Violet base set. And what I look for the cards to kind of separate them we're looking at, does the art tell a story? And we see the tables here, we see this Go villain, not really sure what they're doing, but nobody else is around. It's an interesting art, makes me a little bit curious, but also I'm whelmed, I guess. Now, if we look at the artist, it is Kiyotaka Oshiyama, and this artist actually hasn't created a card since Paldean Fates. But one card that you'll recognize from this artist is the Charizard V-Star promo. Moving on to the $4 card, and let me explain myself for this card before you just immediately click out of the video. Yes, I chose the Ice Q EX 222. This is from Obsidian Flames. When this came out, people weren't the most excited about it. It looks like an illustration rare, basically, and it's given the special illustration rare designation. I guess my hot take for this card is if this card was an illustration rare instead of a special illustration rare, I think the value might be a little bit higher than it is right now. And so as we go further down the line, further into the future, people are going to care less about this is a bad card for that rarity, and they're going to care more about the artwork. And I think this card is minimal. It's cute. Would I pay $20 for it? Probably not. But right now we're looking at near mint hollow foils going for $4.92, just under $5 for a special illustration rare. For a set that is going to be going out of print soon. Might as well pick it up. Next up is the $5 card. This is the Orthworm from Paldea Evolved. This is from Okacheke, and Okacheke has done a lot of great artwork. This artwork really is just the one that I enjoyed the most from this price range between $5 and $6. It reminds me of Dune. It reminds me of kind of the sandworms that they're riding in the movie. It's got this beautiful sun behind it, them flying in the air. I just think it tells a great story. Like I said, it is from Okacheke, who has done a lot of great artwork in the past. But just to look at the market over the past year or so, it's been going up and down, but now it's starting to climb a little bit. And again, as it goes out of print, you can see that at least going up to the previous highs of $7, if not more. Missy Psyduck was done by this artist from Destined Rivals, as was the Latios and the Latias from Surging Sparks. Next up, we have the Lechonk. Lechonk 209 from Obsidian Flames. This card is just a cutie card, you know? It has that cute tax. It tells a story. The little piggy ate a lot of food and now is just in a food coma, passed out, enjoying life. So this Lechonk is going for right at that $6 mark. Again, cute card. High over the past year has been $9. It's definitely below the high. It's kind of stabilized at this point. Might be a good time to pick it up. And the artist for this card is Narumi Sato. And you'll see this artist more than once on this list. As soon as right now for the next card, which is the Snow Runt. Again, cute tax. Same artist, Narumi Sato. Cute tax. It tells a story. The Snow Runt is playing, enjoying the snow. Looks like it just slid potentially down the hill or wherever it was coming from. Just cool story, cute card. Market price is $7.68. It has slowly fallen over time, but if you notice, it's starting to rise again. It's starting to rise a little bit, starting to get a little bit more sales. So this might be the time for you to pick up that Snow Runt before it gets out of a price range that you're no longer comfortable with. So we got the Squawkabilly, and the reason why I chose the Squawkabilly special illustration rare is it just had a lot of Squawkabillies on it. I mean, come on. The art looks cute. I think potentially in the future, especially as a special illustration rare, you'll see it probably go up from this price point of $8.39. Now at the $9 card, this was the one point where I chose two. It kind of surprise you a little bit if you watch this far into the video. Give you a little bit of a nugget because my favorite card on this list is actually in the $9 range, and I'm going to show it next. But first, this is another great $9 card, Fletchinder, $1.99 from Paldea Evolved. Near mint hollow foil currently at $9.85. Its peak was at 11. It dropped quite low down to $6.46, and now it's kind of found its new price point before likely going up because this is a cute card. It's warm. It's cozy. It has the fire, the Fletchinder right next to it. You got the mug. You got the lantern. I don't know. It just feels nice when I look at this card. And if it feels nice, why not pick it up? I think this card will definitely go up in the future. Now, not only is the card cute, has great artwork, but the artist Atsushi Furusawa has put out a lot of great art. So they put out things like The Dawn special illustration rare from Phantasmal Flames. Mega Evolution, Mega Lucario, special illustration rare, also done by this artist, Furusawa. We got the Pikachu promo. The Ethan's Ho-Oh from Destined Rivals. A lot of great artwork that has happened recently. And then the Suicune. I love this card, especially if you see it in person. Looks beautiful. Also done by Furusawa. Now, my favorite card on the list, you may or may not agree. Let me know what you think in the comments. But it is the Dundozo. The whale, you got the little fish down by the side, just kind of watching along. The whale just flying up out of the water with a spray of different colors. The waves, the water. I just love this artwork. And not only do I love this artwork, I think it is a steal. I feel like this card should be $20 minimum. And right now, market $9.02. Its peak was $9.93. Every time I see this card over the next couple months, I'm going to pick it up. I am willing to have multiple copies of this card because not only is it beautiful, not only is it something that I enjoy looking at, not only does it have great colors, but it also has a fantastic artist, a famous artist, Akira Agawa. And if you are not familiar with other art that Akira Agawa has produced, I'm just going to give you a few, and I'm definitely leaving a lot out because there's a lot of great Akira Agawa art. We have the Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies, the Zekrom from Brilliant Stars, and I'm just showing a lot of these to show the range. The Giratina V-Star, the 4 gold cards from Crown Zenith were all done by Akira Agawa. The Chi-Yu from Paldea Evolved, another card that I love picking up, also done by Akira Agawa. And then that beautiful Charizard, again from Paldean Fates. Akira Agawa is one of the best artists in Pokemon, in my opinion. So I will continue to pick up this card as long as it stays cheap. Next up, this may be a little bit controversial too, but really this is just a beautiful card to me personally. And again, this is why this is a subjective list. Not a popular Pokemon, but Wo-Chien in the forest, in the trees. It's a special illustration rare, so it's not just an IR. And this is one that I'm going to probably pick up as well. So again, not the most popular Pokemon, but I'm drawn to this card. An interesting fact about this artist, Takuyoa, is that Takuyoa has produced a lot of hyper rares. The Roaring Moon from Paradox Rift, Walking Wake from Temporal Forces, the Walking Wake from Prismatic Evolutions, End Zoroark from Journey Together, and the Mega Hyper Rare, Mega Charizard X EX from Phantasmal Flames. Finally, the Mega Zygarde that is coming out in the Perfect Order set, also done by the same artist. And that brings us to the next card on the list, which is the only hyper rare card on this list. It's a Garchomp. Garchomp, I think, is not the most popular Pokemon, but it is a popular Pokemon. And while I am not the biggest fan of hyper rare cards, I think out of a lot of them, this is one of the better ones. So really, this was kind of the best pickup, in my opinion, at that $11 range. And this is $11.19. Now, you may have noticed we have not had any 151 cards yet until now. And the big reason that you're not going to see a lot of 151 cards on this list is there are not many that are worth less than $20. And if there were, usually there's something better at that price point. Here we've got Giovanni's Charisma. It is a special illustration rare. This is the only trainer card that I have on this list. And it is $12.43, down from its peak, just under $30. Right now, it's basically right around its low point for the past year. So this would be a great time to pick up a special illustration rare from 151 that is not going to break the bank. It has a great art, great story, having the Persian next to Giovanni, kind of cuddled up against him. I'm not a big fan of trainer cards, but if I'm picking one, this is the only one that I'm going to put on this list. It's going to be this one. Next up is Gloom, and I can't believe I do not currently own this card. I need to pick it up. I think it's beautiful. It has so many different colors, and you're going to see this probably with a lot of the different stuff in this list. Is I really love colorful, vibrant cards. And this is a colorful, vibrant card showing nature, telling a story. I like it quite a lot. An interesting thing about this artist is quite unique. This was actually their first card. They did another card in Obsidian Flames, but this was actually with the kind of more base card in Obsidian Flames. This Gloom was essentially their first card, and it is beautiful. They've got some other art. It tends to be quite weird and different, and I'm keeping my eyes on this artist in the future. If we look at the prices for the Enamorant Holofoil over time, it peaked at about $18. It dropped down. At its low point was about $7. Peaked when the market peaked down, and now it's going back up again. And it's at that $13.80 price point, and I can see that going up in the future. Might as well pick this up. And to look at this artist, Tomy, look at some other cards that they produced. They have this Gengar that is coming up. They did the LGM from Black Bolt, so they seem to like to use a lot of different colors and different things like that. I'm interested to see what they make in the future. Next is the Frigibax 208 from Paldea Evolved. This one peaked. It got bought out at the beginning of last year, all the way up to $28. It completely crashed after that down to $9 and has slowly been creeping its way up until its current price point at about $14. This is one that I see going up to probably being a $25 card in a not too distant future. It's got kind of that trippy, different vibe to it. Got different colors. It's got the road. It tells a story. This artist is Tomokazu Komiya. And this is a unique artist that has been around since Neo Genesis days. So if we're looking at this artist, some other arts that they've done, they did the Drowsy, they did the Eevee and Snorlax, kind of weird, different. And from Neo Genesis, they did kind of this weird, derpy Slowpoke. So I think this is an interesting artist to pay attention to continuously in the future as well. I hope they get some more illustration rares. Narumi Sato strikes again. Third card from this list, it is the Sudowoodo, and to me, this card just is eye-popping. It stands out. Again, looking at the art first, it's beautiful art. It tells a story. You see the line of trees on the right side. You see on the left side, you have the bushes there, and then, oh, wait, that's not a bush. That's the Sudowoodo. Just standing there trying to pretend to be one or whatever. It's kind of quirky and fun. Currently sitting at $15.35. It peaked at about $17 before crashing all the way down to $11. And again, you can see with a lot of cards on these lists slowly creeping up. And this is one that could continually creep up, especially after out of production. Now we saw Masako Tomy before. This is another card by Masako Tomy, the Yveltal. This card by Tomy was actually, just full disclosure, the only card at the $16 price point. As you get to the higher price cards, they started to thin out a little bit more at different dollar ranges. So this was the only one at $16 plus, and it's still beautiful. It still looks good, still from Paradox Rift. Peaked at about $30, $31, dropped quite a bit down to the $15, $16 range. And then at the market's peak, went back up to $20, crashed again. At its lowest was about 14, and it is slowly creeping its way up. Good time to pick up this card if you're interested in it. $17 and $18 cards I'm putting together. Near market holofoil for the past year for this Tinkatink. This is cute tax galore. Pinks, blues. At the beginning of last year, it was in around the $13 range. It dropped all the way to about $10 and has continually been increasing since then. And this pairs up well with the next card, the $18 card on the list, the Tink-a-Tuff. And again, has beautiful blues, purples, pinks. Has been basically all over the place. At the same time last year, was it slow? $13.53. Peaked, dropped, peaked again. Starting to go up a little bit as well. So these two cards, the Tink-a-Tuff and the Tink-a-Tink, who knows how long they'll be like this. Both are by the same artist, Tika Matsuno. And this artist also did another beautiful card that I just wanted to share. This Vaporeon V. Again, beautiful blues, purples. Really like how they use those colors. Another card by Tomokazu Komiya. You saw the Frigibax earlier. This is the Baxcalibur 210. Over the past year, it actually got bought out, so it peaked at $52 before crashing. At its low, was down to about $12 to $14, and since then has steadily grown up to this $19 range. At the $20 card, we have Cleffa, and stay tuned after this card for one bonus card. We got the Cleffa. This artwork, to me, again, is just beautiful. This is by Hyogo Nosuke. This card in person looks beautiful with the holo on it. And this artist has done some other great, beautiful, iconic artwork. Some of my favorites include the Coughing from Cosmic Eclipse, the Tyranitar, the top chase from Battle Styles, and of course the promo stained glass birds, Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno. Now, you stayed to the end, so you might as well get a bonus card, right? For the bonus card, what I decided to do was I looked in the range between $21 to $30, and I just picked one that I thought, this is a pretty awesome card, this is a pretty awesome artist, let's go for that. Obsidian Flames Ninetales. Ninetales, $199. Current market sitting at $24.66. Its peak was $35 at the beginning of last year. Like much else in the market, it dropped, peaked again in September, October range, dropped, and now it's starting to creep up once again. And not only is this a beautiful card, but it is an incredible artist that has some fantastic arts in some other sets. The Pheasantipity from Ascended Heroes was done by this artist, C.A. Nanahara. They also did the Greninja EX, one of my favorite promo cards from the Scarlet and Violet era. And I just recently picked up this card, the Hisuian Zoroark from Crown Zenith. Again, another beautiful card. And that Ninetales might be the next one to go up, might be the next to grab before it gets out of your price range. Would not be surprised if this hits $30 really soon. So let me know what you think about the list, the criteria, my picks. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? What are your favorite arts in this lower price range, especially from these 5 sets that I pulled from? If you stayed to the end, if you enjoyed the video, it would really help if you liked and subscribed. And I hope to put out other videos like this in the future. I'm hoping to do this type of video at least once per month because I also want to grab some really beautiful cards for not too expensive. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.